Hello. Firstly, excuse the hat. My hair is doing something very strange right now, and so I thought that I would cover it up so that you weren't distracted as I talk about the movies I'm about to discuss. Basically, last night I watched Twilight Eclipse, and which was quite a treat. And then I just got back from seeing a Tron Legacy. So I thought that I would just talk about them. I'm not really going to review the films. I'm more just going to kind of uh, just briefly discuss what I thought about them, kind of what I liked and what I didn't like, and then maybe just give a quick rating to kind of summarize my feelings overall. So I guess first I'll talk about Tron Legacy. Basically, I thought that this movie was pretty cool, actually. I've sort of heard mixed things about from people regarding its quality. Some people seem to really like it, some people seem to abhor it, and I don't know, I don't really see for those that really dislike the film, I don't really see where they're coming from, I guess. Uh, in my opinion, if you're going to basically either remake or like revive a movie from particularly like the 80s, like Tron did with Tron Legacy, then there's really no better way that you could have done or that they could have done it than Tron Legacy. I didn't think anyway. Like Tron Legacy to me is the perfect kind of reimagining of the first film. It's like I don't know, the pristine example of what an epic movie should be. I think it's very grandiose, I guess you could say. Particularly the score is fantastic, and they have a lot of like electronic elements, which kind of gives it an 80s feel. So it's like the perfect mixture of contemporary special effects and part of the kind of 80s charm that the original film had. So I think that there is a really good kind of an amalgamation of elements there that really kind of showed through with the film. There were some parts. I mean, first and foremost, it was too long. It was just over 2 hours long, or right about 2 hours long, which I think is probably 20 minutes too long, maybe even a half hour. It could have been 90 minutes. They could have cut a lot of superfluous scenes with special effects and action sequences and stuff like that. My favorite part was actually like the first half hour before they even got into kind of the Tron system or whatever you want to call it. But the special effects were really well done. Usually, like I just said, they're really superfluous, and there's just an excessive use of CGI, which is unnecessary in some instances. But with Tron Legacy, I think that the use of CGI was really it was well chosen. The sequences that they actually used the CGI on, like I don't think that there was any unnecessary usage. Pretty much the things that they could have shot. The realistic scenes that they could have shot, they actually did shoot them rather than replace them with CGI. And then just kind of the scenes of of all these different things that you couldn't really actually show in reality, they used CGI on, which was necessary. So and it was well done. So I thought that overall Tron Legacy was pretty good, and I think I would give it 3.5 out of 5, maybe maybe like 3.25 or something, but I think I would recommend it. So I suppose that does it for Tron Legacy. So on to Twilight Eclipse, which you might have a difficult time believing I actually watched, but I did watch it, and I've seen the first two as well, and they're terrible films. Let me just start off by saying that really bad. They're overly dramatic. It's like you're watching people already know this, but it's like you're watching a poorly done soap opera for teenagers with vampires. I mean, that's basically what it is, and you probably already are aware of that because the whole Twilight thing is so huge right now. But terrible performances. They're all one-dimensional. The characters are just terrible. They're all just stereotypes, and I don't know anything about the series. I haven't read the books or anything, so I don't know if it's representative of the characters as they're kind of conveyed in the book. But if that's the case, then I can't imagine wanting to read the books. That being said, I enjoyed the process of watching this film. I thought that it was entertaining in a very sort of B-movie type of a way. I laughed throughout the entire running time, which I don't know if that's a good thing or, I mean, it's a good thing for me because I enjoyed the viewing experience. It's a bad thing probably for the filmmakers because I doubt that that's what they were intending to go for. But just all the scenes with Kristen Stewart, with Robert Patton, I don't know his name, Robbie, I'll call him. They're just, I, I'm just cracking up thinking about them, and the Jacob character, I forget, Taylor I think is his name, something, Taylor Lawton, I don't know his name, but it's like they just unnecessarily have him, remove his clothes and just like stand in these statuesque types of ways, so that you just kind of like admire him when he's standing there, and she's just like, oh Taylor, oh I love you, but I don't love you, but then I love him more than oh, it's really sophomoric and very bad, but hilarious, absolutely hysterical. I have to say that. So, I mean, as a film, maybe like 2 stars, but maybe even 1.5. It was bad, but in terms of enjoyment, I mean, like I said, I got an immense amount of enjoyment out of watching the movie. So, with that, taking that into account, I think that I would actually give the film like a 3 out of 5, maybe like a 2.5, just because of the abysmalness of the actual the the character development and the story and the performances and stuff like that. But I think that you probably already know whether or not you want to see this movie. So this probably won't do any good in making you want to see it or make you not want to see it. But anyway, that's that. I'll stop now because I think I'm going a little bit long. But thanks for watching.